Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics Scolio. In this video, I'm going to solve a question from previous AIME. The question is from the topic ellipse and it includes an amazing observation that further helps you in reducing the calculation part of this question. So let us start the question. The question says that if let A be x and y be real numbers with A greater than 4 and B greater than 1, such that we have been provided with the two equations. And according to the condition that they have provided us, we can easily identify that these are two ellipses that has been provided to us. What they are saying is find the least possible value of A plus B. हमें A plus B का least value निकालना है. ठीक है, we will concentrate on A plus B, but before that, I'm just concentrating on the first ellipse, which is x square plus A square plus y square upon A square minus 16 equals to 1. For this ellipse, since we know that A is greater than this quantity, we can easily identify its eccentricity, which is 1 minus B square upon A square. So ultimately, we are getting the eccentricity of the ellipse as 4 by A, right? हमें eccentricity of ellipse क्या मिल जाती है? 4 by. So it is not a constant, depends on n. But one thing is clear that if you try to get the coordinates of its foci, f1 and f2, then coordinates of the standard ellipse are प्लस माइनस ए ई कॉमा 0. अब यहाँ पे a की वैल्यू a है, e की वैल्यू इज 4 by. So I know that the foci coordinates are going to be something like this. यानी ellipse चाहे जैसा भी हो, but this ellipse will have its foci at plus minus 4 comma 0, right? So हम इसे 1 mark करके रख लेते हैं. And similarly, I'm going to observe or I'm going to concentrate on the second ellipse now. Second ellipse में origin shift करके ellipse बनाया गया है. The center of the second ellipse is 20,11, right? This is the ellipse. Again, since B is greater than 1, you can see that this quantity is positive. So ellipse तो है ही, साथ में this quantity is less than this one. So this is a vertical kind of ellipse. ऐसा ellipse बनेगा, right? Eccentricity इसकी calculate करते हैं. तो eccentricity, this was E1. Here I'll write E2. So second eccentricity, या फिर कहिए second ellipse का eccentricity will become 1 minus b square. So यहाँ पे लिखोगे b square minus 1 upon b square, right? This is what we will be getting. So eccentricity अब आप क्या कह सकते हो कि 1 से 1 cancel हुआ and we are getting it as 1 by b square, right? So this is 1 by b square that we are getting. So E2 is actually 1 by b. E2 is 1 by b. Now finding the coordinates of foci of this new ellipse, यानी ये जो new ellipse है इसमें capital X की values अगर मैं लिखती हूँ, जहां हमने capital X कैसे लिया है x minus 20 and capital Y is y minus 11. तो हम coordinates लिखने जा रहे हैं for the foci. Foci के coordinates आपको मिलेंगे capital X comma Y, which is equivalent to capital X को क्या लिखना होगा AE. अब यहाँ पे A की value B है, eccentricity we just now calculated, so I'm going to write it as 1 comma 0. And the other one will be minus 1 comma 0. But you need to write small x and y. So accordingly, you can see that the first one will convert to 20 plus 1. So it will become 21 and comma 0, right? 21 comma 0. Just a moment. I think we are writing it wrong. Why wrong? Because the vertical ellipses, so accordingly, we have to write here, right? So vertical ellipse में foci के coordinates क्या जाते हैं? 0 comma plus minus AE. So I'll write 0 comma 1. And then we will have 0 comma minus 1. Now accordingly my answer will also change. यानी अब foci के coordinates बनेंगे 20 comma 12 and the other one is going to become again 20 and then we will be having this one as 10, right? So this is the answer that we will be getting. We are getting the answer as 20 comma 10 and 20 comma 12. Again the fixed foci for the second ellipse as well. यानी सेकेंड एलिप्स में भी लेंथ ऑफ मेजर एंड माइनर एक्सिस वेरी कर जाएगी बट फोकाई स्टिल आपके पास इन्हीं दो फिक्स पॉइंट्स F3 एंड F4 पर ही रहेंगे, राइट? सो नाउ वी हैव 4 फिक्स्ड पॉइंट्स एट लीस्ट इन दिस होल क्वेश्चन एंड द क्वेश्चन सेज दैट व्हाट यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट इज A plus B. You need to find out the least possible value of A plus B. What is A and what is B? You can see here A is nothing but the length of major axis for the first ellipse. And B is nothing but the length of major axis upon 2. Length of major axis upon 2 for the second ellipse. Like I can say that 2A and 2B are basically the length of major axis for the two ellipses. So can you recollect any property which actually connects connects the length of major axis. That means आपने क्या कोई ऐसा property पढ़ा है जिसमें हमने 2a को involve किया हुआ हो ellipse में? तो yes, we do have the property which is the focal property and which says that pf1 plus pf2 is equals to 2a. So what I'm going to do, because of that छोटा सा observation, now I'm going to reduce the calculation part of the question. यानी basically पहले क्या करने जा रहे हैं मैं आपको उसको outline बताती हूँ and then we will do the calculation part. ठीक है, तो ये हमारे पास आ गया x axis, ये हमने एक ellipse बना दिया. ठीक है, the first ellipse, the one with the center 0,0 जो horizontal ellipse है. The other ellipse that we are talking about has its center at, दूसरे ellipse का center हमारे पास है 20,11, so it might be somewhere over here. ठीक है, अब इसके फोकाई के कोऑर्डिनेट्स फिक्स्ड है. इसके फोकाई के कोऑर्डिनेट्स हमारे पास क्या आ रहे हैं 20,10 एंड 12. 20,10, 20,12. With these two foci, you have to construct the ellipse. आपको ellipse construct करना होगा. तो ठीक है, हम ellipse vertical ellipse construct कर सकते हैं. So the ellipse might be something like this, right? I constructed the ellipse like this. I have intentionally constructed the ellipse in this way. I wanted the two ellipses to intersect at some point P, right? And definitely we can find out. It is possible to adjust A and B in such a manner कि ये जो दोनों ellipse होंगे intersect करेंगे. But I want these ellipses to intersect in such a manner so that ultimately मुझे A plus B की least value मिले. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए आपको क्या करना होगा? सबसे पहले, if this is the point P I'm talking about, then let me mark the foci coordinates as well. This is F1, F2, and we have taken these two as F3 and F4. What do you want? You want A plus B ka least. A plus B. So first of all, I am writing PF1 plus PF2. Using the focal property of ellipse, I can write it as 2A, correct? Similarly, when you calculate PF3 plus PF4, it turns out to be 2B. Dividing both the sides by 2, just to create A and B actually. And then what is A plus B? We can see A plus B is nothing but 1 by 2 of PF1 plus PF2 plus PF3 and plus PF4, right? What we need to find out is A plus B ka least means, actually my question has converted to get the least value of PF1 plus PF2 plus PF3 plus PF4. I'm just marking them. Ye raha PF1, then I'm marking PF2, then I can say PF3, and this is PF4, right? I need the least value of these four distances. यानी मेरा क्वेश्चन अब ellipse से शिफ्ट हो रहा है एक सिंपल क्वाड्रिलेटरल के क्वेश्चन में, which says that if you want PF1 plus PF2 plus PF3 plus PF4 least, then you should take point P as the intersection point of the diagonals of the quadrilateral F1, F2, F4, F3. यानी आप बेसिकली क्या चाहते हो, ये जो पॉइंट P है ना, it must match with the point of intersection of F1, F2, F3 with F1, F4. ठीक है, so A and B को हम definitely ऐसा adjust कर सकते हैं so that आपके पास first ellipse as well as the second ellipse किस point से पास हो रहा हो, इस point of intersection P से. What you can do, you can just find out F1, F4 and F2, F3 का point of intersection. I have these 4 points as the fixed points na? So you can easily find out the point P. Which point P? The one which I have written with the white pen. ठीक है, आप easily point P के coordinates निकाल सकते हो after solving the two lines F1, F4 and F2, F3. जब दोनों को solve किया, point of intersection निकाल लिया, तो हमारे पास point P आ जाएगा. जब point P आ जाएगा, तो what you have to do, you want this point on both the ellipses. You can keep them in the ellipse का equation and can get the corresponding A and B value, right? But we are not going to proceed like that because that calculation will go little lengthy, right? So what we are actually doing is we are going by directly calculating PF1 plus PF2 plus PF3 plus PF4. So what did I say? कि अगर आपको इसका least value चाहिए, if you want least value, then basically जो concept हमने use किया था वो मैं आपको बताती हूँ. हम यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे थे, PF1 plus PF4 least चाहिए and plus PF2 plus PF3 हमें least लिखना होगा. ठीक है ना, least लिखना होगा मतलब कि if you want this distance to be least, then PF1, F4 must be collinear. PF1, F2, F4 must be collinear. And similarly, if you want PF2 plus PF3 to be least, then these 3 points must be collinear. तो हमने इस concept से ये लिखा कि P point must be the point of intersection of these two lines. Correct? Okay, if P lies on the line, then I can say that PF1 plus PF4 is nothing but the length F1, F4, right? इसका जो least value है वो F1, F4 आएगा. और इसका least value आपको कितना मिलने वाला है? PF2 plus PF3 is going to be, least value is going to be F2, F3, right? चलिए अब देखते हैं अब हमें करना क्या है. अब हमारी कैलकुलेशन बिल्कुल ही रिड्यूस हो गई. यू डोंट हैव टू गो एंड आइडेंटिफाई द वैल्यू ऑफ ए सेपरेटली. हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, हम a प्लस बी का लीस्ट निकाल रहे हैं. इंडिविजुअली a एंड b निकालने की जरूरत बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, राइट? If you want, you can go and calculate a and b. Definitely you will get the answer using that approach also. But look at the calculation part involved over there. Look at the calculation part involved here. So अब हम लोग सिर्फ इसी कैलकुलेशन को कंटिन्यू करेंगे और क्वेश्चन को कंप्लीट करेंगे. So let us continue with F1, F4. What is F1? So F1 हमने क्या ले रखा है भाई, एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं. According to the point that I have marked here, F1 मैंने पॉजिटिव x कोऑर्डिनेट के साथ लिखा है. तो एक बार चेक करूंगी मैं. Yes, 4,0 है. और हमारे पास F3 एंड F4 का पोजीशन मैंने गलत लिखा था, तो मैं यहाँ सही कर देती हूँ. ठीक है, ये हम सही कर देते हैं. जो पॉइंट्स मार्क किए उसके अकॉर्डिंग मैं लिख लेती हूँ. तो F1 and F4 20,12. ठीक है. So F1, F4 means whole square distance I will be calculating here. This is turning out to be root over the distance between 4,0 and 20,12. So 4,0, 20,12 means 20 minus 4 का whole square plus 12 square, which ultimately turns out to be 20. And coming to F2, F3, जब F2, F3 distance calculate करना है, तो the points are actually minus 4,0 and we have 20,10. यानी ये बनेगा 24 का स्क्वायर प्लस 100, राइट? 24 का स्क्वायर प्लस 100 यानी ये तो 26 का स्क्वायर बन जाता है. सो दिस विल बिकम 26. नाउ वी हैव F1, F4 एंड सो स्क्वायर करने की जरूरत नहीं है, हमने स्क्वायर रूट ले ही लिया है. सो नाउ वी कैन से दैट F1, F4 plus F2, F3 turns out to be the sum of these two. And finally the A plus B least value that we are getting here is 20 plus 26 divided by 2. Calculating it further gives me the answer as 23. ठीक है, ये A plus B की least value हमें मिल रही है. Now if A plus B का least value is 23, then I think this is the answer we have to give in the question, right? The question is saying that you need to get the least value of A plus B. So what is the least possible value we are getting here? This is turning out to be 23. Here is the answer that we have to the question, right? So I hope you understood the question. So please don't forget to hit the like button, share the video with your friends and fellow aspirants, and do subscribe to our channel. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.